right, guys, so we are now going to look at number 221. So number 221, for each of the following exercises, it does ask us to decompose each function in the form of y equals f of u and u equals g of x, and then find dy dx as a function of x. So unlike last time where they already had them split up for us, we are going to split them up ourselves. So I'm going to do two examples from this section, or no, yeah, I'll do two examples on this video, and then we'll do some more because I'm going to bring up the trig stuff, but we got to look at some more stuff. So let's do 221. So I'm going to bring up a whiteboard. So 221, they give me y equals 3x squared plus 1, and then that was cubed. Okay, so looking at this, I know I have a composition, right? We've got a parentheses with a cube on the outside, and then you've got some stuff on the inside. I've got a function. So that's how I'm going to split this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say f of u is going to be equal to, and it's actually easier if you figure out your u first. So my u in this case is going to be what's inside the parentheses. So my u is going to be 3x squared plus 1. So that's u. So my f of u is going to be the outside part of this. This is going to be whatever u was cubed. So I took out my u, I said this is u, and then I replaced that value with u. So that's how I figured out my f of u and my u. So now I want to figure out what my dy dx is going to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that notation that I was using previously. So this is going to be, we can call this y and f of u, same thing. So I'm going to say that I need to find dy du first. So dy du is going to be, so the derivative of u cubed is 3u squared. And then I need to find du dx. So the derivative of u is now going to be 6x plus 1 goes away because the derivative of a constant is 0. So to find dy dx, remember that's going to be dy du. So dy du is going to be 3, but instead of u, remember we want to replace that u with what it actually is. So 3x squared plus 1. This is now squared times du dx, so times 6x. And then from here, I just want to clean this up. So again, we took the derivative of the outside, derivative of the inside. So this is going to be 18x, because I can do the 3 and the 6x together. The 3x squared plus 1 just hangs out, and then that's raised to the second power. So that's 221. Let's try it again with another one. So I'm going to do 223. So on number 223, we have y equals x over 7 plus 7 over x. Look at that. Raised to the 7th power. So I need to figure out what's my outside function, what's my inside function. So I'm going to start with the inside. I'm going to figure out what my u is. So my u in this case is actually going to be what's on the inside here. So the x over 7 plus 7 over x. Now I don't like the way that u is wrote, because eventually I know I'm going to have to take the derivative of u, right? We've seen that over and over and over again. So the derivative of this is going to be kind of hard to take the way it's currently wrote. So I'm actually going to write u to be 1/7 x, right? X over 7 is the same thing as 1/7 x, plus 7x to the negative 1. Remember, if you pull that, oops. Oh, come on. If you pull that x up off the denominator, that power becomes the negative 1. So that's going to make it much easier for me to take the derivative. So what's my f of u, or my y? So we said that this stuff on the inside is u, so really f of u or y is the same thing as u to the 7th. So let's go through and take our derivatives now. So I'm going to find dy du. So derivative of dy du is going to be 7u to the 6th. And guys, really, I'm leaving out a part here. This should really be dy du is 7u to the 6th times du dx. So I'm saying I need to multiply by the derivative. I've been leaving that part out because we do figure out what du dx is over here. So I do have the parts in here. So if I take the derivative of this part, this should be 1/7 minus 7x to the negative 2. So that's du dx. So we're going to put this together. So I'm going to say dy dx now. So I'm putting y in terms of x instead of u's and all that. So dy dx is going to be 7. Remember, I don't want to have a u. I'm going to replace u with what it was. I'm actually going to use that version because I'm going to have to clean it up anyways. So x over 7 plus 7 over x raised to the 6th power times this beautiful thing here, 1/7 minus 7. Remember, x to the negative 2 is the same thing as over x squared. And they're actually not going to try to clean this up. They go pretty easy with you on the algebra in this. So they're going to leave this one like this. And that's your final answer. All right, guys, we'll pick up in a moment with a different video and some trick.